If you're struggling to understand what kind of technology you need in your business, or you're in the process of trying to build out your tech stack for the upcoming years, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Jerry Aliberti, owner of Pro-Accel. So guys, prior to COVID, I never heard about technology. I did, but it was very rare. You know, it wasn't really as accepted as it is now post-COVID. I think during COVID, a lot of contractors realized that you could actually run a business through Zoom calls and flexible scheduling. Now, is that optimal? No, it's not. But is it possible? Absolutely. I worked for a former billion-dollar-a-year company. I talked to several multi-billion-dollar-a-year company executives throughout the year just so I can educate myself beyond what I know, because I'm always in a continuous growth stage as well. And I can tell you this, all of them tell me they make multi-million-dollar decisions through data that they receive, through technology that they either recently implemented or they implemented over the course of several years. They all jump on Zoom calls with executives around the country and around the world, and they make multi-million-dollar decisions. If that's how they can do it, that's how maybe you can do it. But for the sake of this video, let's talk about how you can collect data, how you can streamline your workflow using technology. First, I want to point out some really important factors to understand about technology. This isn't about what technology to use. It's more about how to change your mindset, or how to have the right mindset for technology implementation. First, tech can either work for you or it could be the thing that destroys your company. I went to a tech expo not too long ago, and this was one of the statements that I heard, and it just really stood out to me. And I scratched my head a little bit. I said, why? Why would technology destroy you? And then I looked into it more myself, and I realized technology is used to streamline your operations, which we're going to talk about a little bit more into this video. But why would it destroy you? It'll destroy you because a lot of companies buy the wrong technology that's not perfectly suited for their company, or it's something that they can't really grow into, or they implemented it wrong, right? I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as I continue with this video as well. So moving on to the next is use AI for repetitive tasks. Artificial intelligence is your friend. It's nothing to fear. I heard another statement, and it was actually by a very famous person, and my apology, I don't know who actually said it. It's not my quote, but it says, AI won't replace your job, but the person who's using AI every day, they're going to replace your job. AI is your friend. Use it to make better decisions. Okay? Don't use it for your final decision making, but use it to ask it a question. Let's talk about ChatGPT. I use it every single day. Ask it a question and allow it to spark your creativity to understand a situation a little bit better. And then use that to make your final decision. So again, AI is your friend. Don't fear it. Tech is about upskilling. It's not about replacing jobs. A lot of people, especially the older generation, get nervous and scared when an owner wants to implement new technology. It's not there to replace your job. It's there to make your job a lot easier, right? So you're getting paid the same amount of money, you're getting your raises, but yet the owner of the company wants to implement new technology, which is going to make your job easier. Now, it may not seem easier at first, which leads to the next. Technology is useless if you don't train the right people, if you don't do the proper training. What I always suggest is you start with a small group. If you're a larger company, you got to start with a smaller group. That smaller group, or that one-on-one training, is going to be with the people that you feel are going to be the most engaged with that new technology. If you're implementing new estimating technology. Obviously, you're not going to introduce that to the project managers. You're not going to introduce that maybe to your junior people, maybe not so much to your chief estimator right off the bat, but try to get those people in the middle ground who can kind of, who understand technology and who are engaged, who understand it, who can navigate it. But start small. Don't, now let's go to project management. If you have 5 project managers and you have 10 assistant project managers and you got 10, 15 supervisors in your management workforce, start small. Start with one small group. Let them fully understand it. Let them fully have that buy-in that is very necessary. And let them be the advocates for you for the rest of the group, for the rest of the crew. And then they can help you with the implementation. Now what you do is, now you got your semi-experts, let's call it, right? Assign those semi-experts to the other project managers and the other supervisors who weren't a part of that initial implementation crew, and slowly implement it throughout your company. I find another major mistake that companies do is they try to implement too quickly, right? They'll just have everybody on board, say, hey guys, this is the new software. Come into the office. We're going to have a room of 50 people. We're going to implement, I'm going to get you the training you need for 2 days, whatever it may be. And everybody needs to start figuring it out. That is a terrible mistake. Terrible mistake. And another thing you need to really understand is, just like any other change within an organization, you got to give it anywhere between 12 to 24 months to see a real ROI, return of investment. Another point, when you implement new technology, it's going to seem like it's actually it's bringing you in a reverse direction. It actually seems like it's going to slow you down. And that's normal. It's new. It's a new process for the organization. It almost seems like, one contractor told me, it almost seems like they felt paralyzed. That's a big word to use, and that's scary when you're running a company and you feel paralyzed because you're trying to introduce something that's supposed to do the complete opposite of making you feel paralyzed. But when you get through that hurdle, which is that initiation stage, again, it's going to take 12 to 24 months to feel and see the true ROI of introducing technology. So patience is key. You need to be patient. You need to first understand, and you need to first perform a discovery phase to even know what technology you need. I know larger organizations, again, back to the tech expo I went to, there was several major contractors who were on the top 50 ENR list of top contractors in the world, and especially in the US. And their technology directors were there. And they said that nothing happens overnight. It takes a long time to implement any kind of new technology. Fortunately for them, they have a whole technology workforce. You don't have a full-blown technology workforce. So you got to start small, and you got to work your way to the ultimate goal. But the way the point of even bringing this up was the way they even understand what they need is by performing a discovery phase. Naturally, large companies, and this is what I always push for any of my clients, the reason why these companies get to $1 billion a year is because they bring on consultants for strategic development, or they have their own strategic development crews who perform strategies for the upcoming quarters, for the upcoming year and years ahead. And part of that process is understanding what are our gaps, what kind of technology can we introduce, what are the future trends that we're starting to hear about that are going to really be a driving force next year or two. And of course, technology is always one of the topics that they discuss. So even you as a smaller company, you need to do a discovery phase. That discovery phase is going to understand what gaps are in your business that technology can help streamline. It also takes a team effort. To me, you know, there's a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. I mean, it takes a village to really, it takes the entire team. It really takes the entire company to really take a change that you want to implement in a business and be a part of the process to bring your company to the next level. And going back to the earlier minutes of this video, you got to start small. You got to start with a small team who is going to be able to be your advocates, become your new initial experts who could help you expand that message and show everybody, hey, if we get going with this new technology, this new software, this new drone output that we're getting, or input rather, that's creating this phenomenal data for us, it's going to make our lives a lot easier. And I want to leave you with this last note. You really need to understand your bandwidth. You need to understand what staff you have available to even bring on a new change, whether it be technology or even change altogether in within your organization. What is your bandwidth? Do you have the resources available? Are you going to spend tens of thousands of dollars potentially on new technology and then nobody uses it? I talk to so many contractors who have Pro-Core that is extremely expensive, extremely powerful, and a great program to have. But they all, I don't think a contractor has ever admitted to me that they fully utilize everything that Pro-Core can possibly give them. And that's just one program. So understand your bandwidth, understand the staff that you have available to take the steps that I explained to you in this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the video, comment, and like. Thanks.